you're welcome on Street Implication. And on Street Implications today, I have with me the Senior Special Assistant to the Ekiti State Governor, Governor Biodun Abayomi Oyebanji, on community communication. For a leader to succeed, there is the need for him or her to make sure that he gets the right people that are able to run the government, people that understands him, people that shares his missions and visions. The community, as we all know, is the golden hen that lays the golden egg. And what happens when this golden hen is malnourished? Of course, there would not be any golden egg. So, the community is one aspect that the Governor Biodun Abayomi Oyebanji is very concerned about, and he has chosen someone that is eminently qualified to oversee this community, which are his prized jewel. And that person is Mrs. Mary Omotoso to handle the community communication aspect of his government. Come with me as we talk with the Senior Special Assistant to the Ekiti State Governor on Community Communication, Mrs. Mary Omotoso.
My name is Mrs. Mary Omotoso, the Senior Special Assistant to Governor Oyebanji on Community Communications. The functions of my office, well, primarily is to bridge the gap, communications gap between the government and the people. So we interface on behalf of the government with different communities, ranging from the PW community, people with disability community, women community, youth community, the vulnerable community, professional community, and down to the traditional communities that we all know. So far so good. We thank God that we have been able to put different programs in place to help drive the vision of Governor Oyebanji regarding reaching the people at the grassroots. The governor had made a promise to the people of Ekiti State during his campaign and even at his inauguration that he's going to truly see the people and truly hear the people, which means that his policies, his programs will get to the people at the grassroots. And in terms of engagement and communication, the people at the grassroots will get to know and hear about what he's doing. And it is not even about hearing what the government is doing, it is about taking feedback from the people back to the government. And so we have been able to put programs in place to help Mr. Governor drive this vision. And one of the programs that we put in place is Talk to Bow. It's a feedback channel which helps in passing concrete feedback from the people to the governor. And upon getting this feedback, Mr. Governor takes immediate action. So this Talk to Bow has been able to help us a great deal. The places that the governor cannot be, the places that even we as a community communications office cannot get to, the people get this feedback to us, and then we pass it across to Mr. Governor, who in turn pass instruction to necessary government agencies to action some of the feedback that we got from the community members. And aside this, the governor, during his campaign, he promised the people that he would implement the local content policy of Ekiti State. So in implementing this local content policy, he has not only been able to implement the local content policy of Ekiti State, he has practiced what he has preached. And so in Ekiti State today, to prevent capital flight and to encourage locally manufacturers and to also boost our local economy in Ekiti State, to also encourage local business owners in Ekiti State, the governor has mandated that anything at all, any business at all, any contract at all that Ekiti people can execute should not be taken away from Ekiti State.
The vision of this government is to ensure that we keep our resources within our state. There shall be no capital flight. Jobs, opportunity, and platform must be preserved for Ekiti people. if you don't have an Ekiti person in situ that lives in Ekiti here, there must be an Ekiti man outside the state that can do that job. And very soon, we are going to put in place a Bureau of Local Content and Citizenship to ensure that contractors in this state adhere to that policy. Any contractor that is not ready to engage Ekiti indigenous that are capable in their jobs on their sites, they are not ready to work here. That committee must ensure compliance to that. It's only by doing that that we can share prosperity among our people.
In terms of patronage, governor is patronizing local business, local manufacturers. Take for instance the Ekiti Motor Dealers Association. Just recently, for the very first time, Ekiti Motor Dealers Association members were contracted the procurement of official vehicles to all head of local government administrations across Ekiti State. They made this supply to specifications. So if we had not tested these people, we wouldn't have even known that they have the capacity. Another round of procurement was made recently for all the education secretaries in Ekiti State. This procurement, the official vehicles were also procured by Ekiti Motor Dealers Association. So the money, the gains, the profits made from this procurement would definitely be spread across the people. Money will exchange hands within Ekiti State, and this money will be spent in Ekiti State. And moving away from that, during the Salah, when we had sudden hike in Salah Ram that usually accompany that festive period was not experienced at all in Ekiti State, because the local sellers, the real sellers of rams and sheep and cows in Ekiti State were patronized directly by the government. The government got in touch with the people, the local sellers in Ekiti State, to make the supply, all the supplies that you saw that came out from Ekiti State government. The local sellers were patronized, and so this actually helped their sales, because they did not see any reason to increase or jack up the price of Salah rams during that period. And so this actually brought some sort of relief even to our Muslim brothers and sisters out there. Now, moving away from that, the welders, the artisans, do we want to talk about them? Recently, the governor saw the need for procurement or production of bed bunks for students of special schools, all the 3 special schools in Ekiti State, one in Ido, one in Ikoro, and another one in Ikere Ekiti. He saw the need to produce or supply bed bunks to the students, to their dormitories. And the governor, in fact, already a proposal had been submitted to the governor cutting factory prices. But the governor said, if we have welders, we have artisans who can produce these bunks in Ekiti State, why not give it to them? See, the governor said he believes so much in the capacity and capability of the artisans in Ekiti State. To the glory of God today, Ekiti Welders Association were contracted to produce and manufacture the bunks. Right now, the bunks are ready for delivery to all these schools. So these are the things that we are talking about. Because this morning, recently again, Printers Association, printers have been contracted. Yes, they have been given something to produce. So it is going to, the shared prosperity vision of Governor Yebanji is being backed up by actions that will actually propel and boost our economy in Ekiti State. So definitely, we are in good hands. We are in good market. Women are now feeling the impact of this government, because the money of Ekiti State is being spent within Ekiti State. So our own money, we are using our money to grow our own money here in Ekiti State. Governor has been able to put in place to ensure that we eradicate capital flight and discourage capital flight in Ekiti State. My name is Mrs. Omotoso, the Senior Special Assistant to Governor Oyebanji on Community Communications. for Governor Yebanji, the people comes first. The interest of the people is number one on his priority list. In fact, it tops the priority list. So the people are in safe hands with Governor Oyebanji in Ekiti State.
All right, there you have it. We've spoken with the Senior Special Assistant to the Ekiti State Governor on community communications, and that is Mrs. Mary Osho Omotoso. And I'll leave you with this. The shared prosperity of the Governor Biodun Abayomi Oyebanji is not just a promise, it is a fact. Let me know your thoughts on the comment segment. Till next time on Street Implication, I remain yours truly, Olubolade Cole.